Well, hello there guys, welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. My name is Emily Jane. Today we're going to be looking at building a scenario. Lots of really great tutorials out there for building basic scenarios and building advanced scenarios. But I want to do something like this, which is not a basic scenario, but it's not advanced either, it's not intermediate. So I found a great photograph here. So actually, first of all we need to find some inspiration. So I wanted to do a light Loco 91 move for just a really short basic little scenario. Or intermediate sort of scenario where we do some coupling up and stuff. So we've got For the Fallen dragging 91106 on train 1 Delta 17 King's Cross to Leeds. Now, 1 Delta 17 isn't running at the moment, but I found 1 Delta 18, that leaves King's Cross at 1433. So what's going to have happened is there's going to be 91 set in King's Cross that's failed, so we've been brought in to assist. So first thing that's going to happen is you'll find when you load into the scenario editor, you want to create a standard scenario and give it a title. So I always prefix it with TMD and the that means I know it's my scenario, because sometimes you might find multiple scenarios for the same path. And I've gone with 0 Zulu 99, 0 Zulu 99, the 1445 Bounds Green to London King's Cross. So 0 is a light Loco move, Zulu is basically special timing, and 99 was, I believe, at least at one point, East Coast Thunderbird. So what we're going to do is look at setting up the scenario. So we're here at Bounds Green Depot. King's Cross is about 5-ish miles that way. And we're going to be doing our thing. So what I want to do is, it's 2014, so we can set up our AI accordingly. So this is what you'll start off with. So actually I need to go over here and do a couple more bits of setup before I get too distracted. So we want to set our start time. I'm going to make it about 1440 because we want to make the player do some shunting before they can set off. We don't know the estimated time yet, although I can't imagine it will be more than 30 minutes. Difficulty, there's going to be some shunting. So the way I generally do it is, one is basic Loco fast drive, something like a HST, running fast. Number 2 is a sort of more advanced Loco, so for example something like an AP37 on a fast run. 3 is any Loco with sort of shunting or adverse signals. 4 is basic. 3 is basic Loco. 4 is advanced Loco with shunting and signals. 5 is just don't even attempt it. You'll want to kill yourself. So next thing we can do, is the author. So I always just set that as the TMD because that's my studio. Location. This doesn't have any effect on the game. Bounds Green Depot. I'm going to go for a random date. I'm going to go for the 24th of the 9th. So it's sort of mid-September, so it's late summer, early autumn. So it'll be a sort of a nice warm late autumnal day, is what I'm thinking. And then that's it. I set up the description. So what we can do is in the description, I always set these up later, so I'll just do it for basics now. Class 91 has failed at King's Cross. Bring a spare Loco into service to rescue the train. Briefing, again, I usually put things like timings in there, maximum speeds. I set that all up in RWTools because that allows you to format it a bit more nicely. There we go. So that is everything done there. So now we've got, over here, this is your sort of powered driving unit. Even though this is supposedly powered. But you can see we can just, we can select any of these. So this is FCC. This would be the livery we'd be seeing around this time. I don't have the branding patch in because I'm an idiot. But you can see we've just got a portion of a class 365 there. I have some bin files that greatly simplify what I'm looking at. Cool. So what we want to do is you want to press this button here, which is the object set filter, and you're going to go in and you're going to select the vehicles we're going to want to use. So we're doing Bounds Green down at King's Cross. So I'm going to want the 365 enhancement pack, Class 43 MTU enhancement pack, Class 91 enhancement pack, and Actually class 66 as well, because we'll put some freight in at Finsbury. And 67 as well, because we always, there's usually a Thunderbird hanging around in King's Cross. And that is everything we want from that folder. AP wagons, we want the class 313. I'm using class 315s at the moment as stand-ins for the class 317, which as of time of recording this video hasn't been released yet, although I wouldn't be surprised if it's released later today. In fact, let me quickly check the Armstrong Powerhouse Facebook page. Now, after that we'll go DTG folder. And so these all obviously have the local class. So class 180, pack 1. That's the Grand Central class 180. You learn to navigate this a lot more confidently with time. 801s, not yet, not at this point. There wouldn't have been any on test. Western Hydraulics, no. That should be everything reasonably set for the moment. Yeah, now I want to go down and grab the RSC folder. And we said 66. So pack 2 is the Freightliner pack. Pack 3 is the EWS pack from memory. And the class 67 pack 1, which won't be a 67. So pack 1 is the EWS, pack 2 is the Royal train, which I'm actually going to make a scenario for, hopefully soon. Because I've been working out what the actual formation for it is. Bit of a pain to create, let me tell you. Tornado, we don't want anything like that. I can't, no. And have I got my 321 installed? That's the only other thing I can think of needing. Yeah, class 321. So the 321's obviously operated out of King's Cross around this timescale in First Capital Connect livery. So we can employ those as well. What I always recommend doing is just pressing F2 and saving your changes. So whenever you do something and you know it's without going sort of too much on a tangent, whenever you've done something and you know it's what you wanted to do, just wallop the F2 key, and it just means you can definitely make sure that I've just realised I've got my 91, that you don't lose anything in the event of either a dump or an out of memory error. You do get those quite a lot when doing scenario things because you're bouncing around the route a lot. I have my settings set quite high because I've just been recording a video. So yeah, right. We're going to get our 91 first. It's going to be up here. So we're going to go for an East Coast livery, class 91. You can see I've got an older version of the AP enhancement pack. Does anyone remember this livery? Lol. Gotta say I'm still not quite sure how I feel about it all. But it is what it is. So, we're going to go for an East Coast AP 91. Spawn that in. That was deeply strange. Now what you do is we want to have it facing northbound, because 91s usually blunt end, so 91s face north with the blunt end coupled to the train. So I've got 91.115. Now here's what we do next, is we go up to here and go Armstrong Powerhouse, enhancement pack, locomotive, class 91. Lovely jubbly, as they say. So I'm going to go manuals, and we're going to have a look at numbering the scenario editor. So I want to see if this one allows cold starts. I'm not sure it does. Yeah, so it's only the no not to be moved, which we could have some fun with actually. Yeah, we can have some fun with that in this scenario, but so it just means we can't use it, which is fair enough. So these sidings, I'm not sure what normally lives in them, but what we can do is, this would be a HST, so you can see I've just got my bins here. So I recommend using the preloads, because usually they have the formation about perfect, and we can just go AP 91, so I always use 91 leading, because that will hide the driver at the other end of the train. In fact, we wouldn't want it in there, would we? Hide it in there like that, and then what we can do is add our no MVL. Come on. Nothing seems to have happened. Fascinating. Ah, it only appears on the 91. That's fair enough. Yeah, we can't redeploy that anyway. Now, what we can do is sort of run through here. And you can see we based off the we just spawn one of these in, sort of click it out. I don't recommend putting too much in the depots because it will lead to instability in the scenario, and that's just not something you want. Right. Almost now the Kuju pack's loaded, so just scroll down and grab Kuju. Now, one of the things I recommend doing with Kuju packs or anything that uses enhancement packs is usually, quick guide to what these are. This is used for the route. This makes it visible within the game. This eye makes it visible within your settings there. So what you do is you can enable the Kuju asset pack. So for example, HSTs can be spawned in. But what it doesn't do is, what it'll do now though is if I look here, I've got 20,000 different reskins, which I don't want. So I hide that, and then I've got none of those reskins showing. So then all I do is use AP, make sure MTU is selected, and then fingers crossed, I should be able to spawn it. There you go, HST. So it's going to be an East Coast 2+9 livery. Put that like that. So again, it just gives you something to look at as you're driving past. It's mid-afternoon, so there'd not be that much on shed. What we can also do is put an Adelante in next to us. Which I've lost now. Class 180, there it is. 5-car GC. That should fit, right? Because I know at least all trains are usually stable in Adelante around here. And then it'll be shut down because it's on shed. There we go. So we're going to go service one. It's going to be our train. It's going to be 0 Zulu 99. And now we're going to be doing some shunting. So I want to go on to Bounds Green, siding number 16. So what I've done there is this message here will play as soon as this instruction is completed. So basically you sit there, go to change ends and proceed. Cool. We now know what we're doing. So what I'm going to do now is use some sneaky beaky stuff. So we're going to take the Guts line south past Wood Green. And what this is doing, this is setting waypoints up. So this won't appear in the HUD, but it's something for the dispatcher to tell the train how to run. Haringey up Guds. And this actually takes us straight down the slow lines into London. And then what we can do is Finsbury Park. Yeah, I think we'd be going down the Guds line here. Actually, yeah, no. We'll just get a fast run. And then it'll be Finsbury Junction up Sloane. And then when we go into platform 6 at the cross. So we're going to have a look, and platform 6 is quite a ways out, probably the furthest across we'd go, so we can come out of this tunnel here. So we'll go through Gasworks line C. And then that is basically our path set up as far as Gasworks. Now, when it comes to King's Cross, we want a couple. Now, add to front, add to back. This is a frustrating part of Train Sim. We are technically going to be adding this to the back of the train. The front of the train, in this instance, is defined as this section here. So we drive forwards up to there, and then we drive from this end towards London. So it's adding it to the back of the train. I've not yet put anything in there as to say what I want it to couple to. All I've said is I want you to couple to something in platform 6 at King's Cross. So you can see it's about 20 minutes. It'll take a bit longer because we can't do it at the pace that the AI can, basically. And then we end it there. So this is saying stop here. Then it's saying this. This is telling the dispatcher to go past some waypoints. Then we're telling the player to go via some waypoints. I can get rid of that one probably. And then we, pulling them into King's Cross, saying couple up to this. You've coupled up. That's the end of the instruction. What we can actually do if we want is put a passenger load instruction at platform 6 at King's Cross. We'll make it last a minute. Then we'll enable an end command. Well done. Let's see how you did. Don't forget to come back in TMD 2014 1 Delta 18. Nope. 1 Delta 18 1433 London King's Cross to Leeds to continue this journey. So what we're saying there is, that's again saying, well done, you've done everything. We're coupled up. Let the guard know to release the doors so passengers can board. There we go. So that is a sort of intermediate level scenario. So it's about 21 minutes. It'll take a bit longer, so we don't want to put a timer until we've tested it. Now we can start looking at AI. So we're going to be going past Alexandra Palace at about the right time, actually. So what we can do is start pathing trains in. So that's probably a bit late. That one is the one that we're simulating, so that one won't run. So Cambridge to King's Cross, Moorgate to Welwyn Garden City, 0 Papa 04. That would be an interesting one to look at, because we might have a train entering from the other side of the depot, which would be really cool. Actually, it depends. 0 Papa 04, again, that's a light loco, so I don't know where that one will be going to. It's on working timetable, so we'll see. Got a Brighton to Cambridge. That wouldn't run in this era. Stevenage to Moorgate. That would run, and that would probably be overtaking us. Moorgate, Hertford North. We'll go to about 50. Doncaster down Decoy, Angusteen Wharf. That is something I want to run. Have it running early, so it overtakes us, because that will have priority over us. Actually, no, we'd have high priority over it. We'll see. Cambridge to Brighton, that wouldn't run. King's Cross to Bradford. That'll be the last one we implement out of this. And then what we'll do is we'll move to King's Cross and do anything that departs after 1 Delta 73. Cool. So I always just copy this tile because it gives the exact information for the player, and then we can have a look and figure out where to start him. So he starts in Ali Pali, but he'd be going through Ali Pali at speed. So what we want to do is fly a little down from Alexandra Palace. Basically, I like to create the illusion that everything's not just started when you've loaded, which is what happens in Train Sim. So it'll be a 4-car, first cat will connect through Actually, no, it's going to Cambridge. So we'll give them an 8 car to Cambridge, eh? And then we can grab it. It'll be named Service 1. Service 1. I want to path it for stopping passenger priority. And where does he go? So he... I'm being an idiot. He runs in the other direction. So what we can do is just grab him and drag him up to the other side of these tunnels. So I'm just flying around using the arrow keys on my keyboard. Now that we've done that, we want to... I can just duplicate this tab and get the manual up for the 365. And then we want to look at destinations. Desties. So you can see the destination setup here is, it's the first letter bit at the end, basically. So now we want to have a look at the key that the AP kindly provide us with. We've got First Capital Connect. I'm going to King's Cross. King's Cross is K. So that's the wrong vehicle. So it needs to be put into this vehicle, and then it's K. This is one of the things you should also be testing when you actually set the scenario up, is to make sure that those destinations are correct. And that, you know, something hasn't screwed up in the scripting, basically. So, 2 Charlie 3 7 is calling it Finsbury Park, and then down at platform 10. So, Finsbury Park, what platform? Platform number 2. And then number 10 at King's. So, an 8 car will usually fit into there. Now I'm going to make it a 4 car because it's taking number 10, just to be on the safe side. Because I know I was building a scenario and it looked sketchy, basically. Cool, that's our first AI. Moorgate to Welwyn. Actually, we'll look at this one first. So, 1440, where is he? Fern Park Reception. That's weird. So it looks like a route learner. So you're basically heading north on the down slow, I think that is. I'm trying to very quickly just fix my hair. So, yeah, so it's path from maximum speed of 75, and it's a diesel loco, so it'll probably be a 67 on route learning duties. So what we'll do is start doing northbound services now. So I'm going to fly down. Wait, what? Why did 1440? You can be running a little early. So we'll be sitting in platform 4 at Ali Pally. Yes, I know where he's going. So we'll see. 2014, there would largely been EWS livery at this stage. We'll do a DB Shank livery. I think this would be Keith Heller, wouldn't it? 67018, yes. Again, I've not got the branding patch in for this either, because branding patch that I've been installing just so I can build scenarios. And, you know, it looks good to have branding in an actual mission, but if you're just playing it yourself, then, you know, I can deal without it. And then it's your Papa 04. I'm assuming after Alpali, yeah, it goes up the incline. So he would be running again light engine, and hopefully he'll be coming over. He'll be coming over there. So we'll see him basically, which will be nice. Now I just want to find a portal to lead him to. Probably just end him at Stevenage via the Hertford loop. Stevenage down Hertford. So yeah, 26-minute journey for him. And he recesses at Stevenage for 5 minutes, but we can get rid of that now. We've got Moorgate to Welwyn. He passes Ali Pally, so we'll make him a little later. So we'll just put him down here somewhere. So you'd be slowing down for the station at this point, so speed isn't too concerning. But it just leaves some spacing, because you don't want all the trains, moving together. It just, sometimes you can compromise realism for something that feels better, and that is often what gets you, a better result from a scenario. Now, I can't remember the link for the 313, so I'm just going to get it from in here, because this thing is a bit more funky to set up the destinations for. 313, manual. Now, numbering. So, the number of the unit. AC pre-selected, so what we want. Numbering of the unit. I think it'll be the middle vehicle. Yep. So 313, 272. So 27 is the last 2 digits of the destination code, so I can reset that up. 0, I want it to be an AC pre-select, which it is, and we'll check the destination. So the destination is going to be, take a sip of my drink. We said Welling, which is going to be number 22. As I say, I've been saying this sort of with mixed levels of doing well. So on passenger priority, it'll be Ali Pali. So yeah, it'll be about a minute late arriving. We'll probably not see this one, but it's always better to have it there because, if you hear trains going past, it feels better in my opinion. And we'll just drop him into Welling sidings. This is one of the issues with this route, is it doesn't have many portals. Portals are brilliant. Portals are basically somewhere you can delete a train to. So especially if you're building a long scenario, you can run out of sidings in a terminus station to put trains in. So you need to figure out a different location to put it. So it works a lot better in my opinion, having portals. But that's something DCG route devs have learned, so I can't complain too much, but I can still complain somewhat. So it's going to be, we'll make this a 6-car just for a bit of variety on the day, and it's going down to Moorgate. So it's going to be in, was it the last 2, and it's going to be for number 15. Moorgate via Hertford, so it'll be number 15 on the rear. Just to clarify this once more, because I have that niggling level of paranoia, that's set correctly, and then this is set to number 2, AC pre-select. Cool. And what we'll probably have is, we might get into a situation where we're sort of following this train, then catching it up, then it accelerates away from us again. So he leaves at 41 minutes past, calls at Ali Pali, Alexandra Palace that is. Hornsey. Haringey. Finsbury Park, and then it heads off to Moorgate, which will mean crossing over with us, so yeah, we'll probably get signal checked for him. And then we don't need to worry about stopping there because you can't see Moorgate Station. Sorry, Drayton Park. 14:53. It's a sort of 13-minute journey for him. So 2 Juliet 8, 2J87 is done. 2 Bravo 82 is next. He at 1440. He's going to be at Finsbury Park. Well, no, we'll put him at Haringey. So remember, save the scenario, because we are placing a lot of high fidelity AI models, which will cause problems for us. So we said Haringey. Click on Haringey. That's Hornsey. Haringey's this way. And where do we say this guy is going to? Hertford North. Hertford North, and the destination code for us to check. Hertford North, number 8. When I've been looking at videos of the route, you do find it's a variety of 3 to 6 car units operating. Just for argument's sake, I'll chuck another 3 car on the back. And we said it was number 8. I think I've been configuring this wrong. What I'll do is I'll come back and check that. The 313 is a bit finicky. It is what it is, that one. Moorgate to Hertford. So we need to path them in, don't we? Haringey. Yeah, they'll disregard me doing the 313 setup. The 313 I'm not comfortable with that much. Stopping passenger, and it's 1442 departure from Haringey. Hornsey P2. So there are 2 ways of pre-selecting your locations. So this is a load and load instruction. I should have clarified that a bit better. I use this where you set the destination and then click on the node in your map. You can also scroll down and you get a long scrolly list. I personally prefer that, because especially on a complicated route like this, it's just easier in every way. I'll make himself a Bose. And is there a portal, I wonder, on that branch line? Portal. Simple answer is no. Which is a shame. Actually, we can just drop him at the terminating siding at Hertford North, can't we? Or Gordon Hill, sorry. £14.55. 6 Oscar 57 Doncaster down decoy to Angustine's Wharf. So let's see how it comes down. It comes down via that line. So it tends to go through Bowes Park, 1446. Sits at Hornsey. Where could he sit in Hornsey? So he'll come down, he'll be on this side. Hornsey station is over here. So yeah, he'd be coming down and sitting in the route we're going to be taking. So 6 Oscar 57, not happening. 1 Delta 73 King's Cross to Bradford Exchange is a HST. Sorry, a words. Is a Adelante. So we're now pathing trains going out of King's Cross. So saving the scenario again. And hopping down to King's Cross. So, things to bear in mind. We're going to be using platform 6, so we're going to want to block platform 5 out, because we're going to have fitters down in the track. I'll place them down as scenery assets. just creates a bit more of a nice image where there's fitters and sort of shunters ready to cut this up kind of thing. This is King's Cross. So the other thing you can do, to teleport, is two ways of teleporting. Use this menu here, and then you've got all these TP locations, if you know the locations by name, or you can use your map, control click, and then that button there teleports you to the location. This is King's Cross Station with textures loading in. Yes, if I remember correctly, last time I left King's Cross was our platform. Oh, was this? It would have been, yeah, no, I remember I was standing here and took this. I've got a picture on my phone of roughly this angle. Unfortunately, it's somewhat off-center, which is upsetting. If that wasn't perfectly symmetrical, it would be so nice. But yeah, so platform 2, we'll send it out of. Well, actually, you get Atlantes in platform 0. In the IRLs, there's a sign roughly here that says no deagles beyond this point. But there's also pictures of HS2s parked in there, so they obviously disregard that. So it said an Adelante on its way north. Being blind again. There it is, Adelante. 5 calm. What I'll do is I'll catch up on the destinations later. But I've shown you the basics of how to do it correctly. I'm just fearful that this scenario is going to take 3 years to create at this rate. It's a 1448 departure. And it's going to be Port ECML North. And that basically just deletes it out of the top of the map. So he'll run fast all the way north. As you can see, up to the real top of the map. So, and you can see he doesn't stop until Doncaster. He's got an hour and 20 minutes, well, an hour and a half of fast running. Now, King's Cross after 1448. Well, actually, what we can do is put our 91 in number 6. Let's find this is the best way to do it. So we'll get a Clash 91. It's going to be East Coast delivery in this era, 91 leading. There it is. I'm going to flip it around. That's a pretty good stopping position. Now, the 91 now has a driver on it. We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is delete that. Grab the 91 out of here and grab one that has the ND suffix. ND, no driver. No, I want East Coast proper. It's 92103. So we have the manual here. It's no MFL. And then there's no move markers on, not to be moved. I'm not sure why it's failed, but we'll put this track will be blocked out, so we can put a fitter in the track. 91 comes with them, which is particularly handy. Inspector. No, that's not a good one. Full high-vis talking, that'll do. Full high-vis talking. So the way this works is you can you click them down, and then I've still got my left button click and I can twist. But also I can accidentally shove him over here into the platform. So the thing to bear in mind is if I now want to adjust him, obviously I can't rotate. So I just select this down here, which changes the rotation, because I'm blind as a bat, and I can rotate them as much as I like. I've noticed his feet are buried in the ballast, so I'll just lift him up slightly. There you go, just shows you how big these things are. British locos are tiny, but yeah. And yeah, it's the same assets, I believe, just different names on them. Cool. What else needs done? I'm going to put a 67 in the Thunderbird sidings. We'll say they had a spare one out for the route learning run. Make it EWS. I always go for W2 personally when I'm using AP packs, because W1 is pristine, so it's just come off shed. This will have been parked here a few days, so it'll be a bit dirty. and they never keep them that spick and span. Cool. Now that we've got the 91 in place, I'm going to jump back a little and grab my 0099, which is our train. Make sure we're while driving it, that would help. And then we're going to fly all the way down to King's Cross. And see it says static consoles clash, that should be resolved momentarily. I normally just select the first loco to complete because sometimes it gets a bit confused. So yeah, it's just the static clashes. I recommend double checking, but the reason that's complaining is my player train is in the same signalling block because the depot is one signalling block as a load of static. So it's basically saying, hey, are you sure this is right? Which, yeah, we are. Cool. We arrive Gasworks on 1458. So we can now do all the departures. So we've got a Edinburgh service that's going to be coming in. We've got a train leaving platform 2, 1450. And we've got one to go 38 as well, which can go there. What else? We've got Bradford Exchange. We've got that one running. King's Cross. 3 Delta 23. What is that? Oh, we'll examine. Cambridge terminates here. 2 Charlie 37. Yep. Starts here. So we've got no arrivals for 8 minutes. You can see there our departures for 8 minutes. 1500 Roscoe, 1 Foxtrot 22 departing. So this is the last of our AI that we need to model. So Bradford Exchange has been done. He's been done. I don't need that really. Edinburgh to King's Cross. So 1340, where is he? 1440 even. He's going to be at New Southgate. Actually, no, we'll yeah, he's at New Southgate, which is here. And he's going to be, I'm going to put him a bit further back because we'll just say he's been a little delayed. Oakley Park. So we're now going to have to manage things. So I'm probably going to put him in platform 5 at King's Cross. Because, yeah, obviously in reality, you wouldn't have that worker in the position that he's in the track. But it is, obviously the player's not going to see it, so it's not a big deal, basically. Let's have a HST drag in. Husserterm. Oh, I should have put a Grand Central. That would have been nice. We'll put a Grand Central HST somewhere. Now we want to make sure we've got the driver at the front, which we do. The way these spawn by default, obviously need to double check, is on the majority of HSTs. The first class section is London facing. So on East Coast, Great Western and Midland. AI pre-spawns only give you sort of up consists, if that makes sense. So the driver is in the end of the first class, which is the end facing London. But in this case, that's fine. That's what we're anticipating. So we'll give it that. Express passenger. And he's going to run fast, and he's going to go at platform 5 at the cross. 1452. There we go. So he's going to be too late, which is fine. King's Cross to King's Cross. That's weird. Nah, I think that's going to be part of the weird COVID ongoing stuff. That's weird. I'm not going to include that. King's Cross to King's Cross. We said Cambridge Kings 2 Charlie 37. We've got 2 Charlie 37, right? Yep, 2 Charlie 37 we've modelled. King's Cross to Edinburgh 1500. So that's the last AI really for us to model. It is a 1500 departure. Running fast as far as York. So we'll hit F2 to set the scenario again. Fly down to here, and we're going to place a few more AI in the station, just so it looks interesting. So one of the key things to bear in mind with Train Simulator. It's very easy to make a scenario as per working timetable and make it look incredibly bland. So what we can do is spawn Grand Central, GC. There it is, which is the MTU model. Which I would definitely want to make a scenario driving these. I will say that much. I think these are also set up to be coupleable, so we could do a nice rescue scenario. Okie doke. So we'll just spawn it in here, like that. That'll do. Again, I'm not bothered about the driver in that one. That's that one's just gonna be stationary parked up. 1 Fox 22 is to put out number 3, so that'll be over here. So I'll just stick a. I'm trying to sort of randomise the number of trains we've got, but I think we can actually do with this big 91. Is the executive decision I'm going for. I'm trying to sort of keep it nice and even, just so you know, it looks reasonable. But there's more 91s on the East Coast than there are HSTs. That's something I need to be conscious of. 91 leading. Now there was a sneaky peeky trick to this. There are some people who will tell you that there is no way in Train Sim to make the game, or, you know, with these, what will happen is the scenario will start and this guy will pull right to the front of the platform and it'll look weird. That is wrong, simply. With an AI, you can put the driver in the wrong end, so you'll have, which really doesn't make a difference, I promise you. Service 1, 1 Fox 22, which I believe 1 Fox 22 is to run all the way to Stirling. So we're going to go stay platform. No, that's 1 Sierra 22, which no. And then it's going to depart at 50. It's actually well before we get. No, it's 1500. I mean, they wouldn't let you on 20 minutes before departure. They're not that crazy. 15:00. That's going to be an express passenger departure. And then he'll just end out the top of the map again, we said. And that just gives us a good way to ensure that we've got you know, good deconfliction on them. So again, just to remind ourselves, we've got 1458, 2 Charlie 34, that needs implementing. Oh no, wait, that arrives and departs pretty quick time. Oh, I'm just going to leave it there. Ely, Terminator, that'll be following us in. Yes, so we've got GR to York, Great Northern to Ely. So that would go straight back out again. That's the train we've just put the HST. 1 Tango 40 to Ely. That will make that a 3:15. Yeah. 1 Tango. Well, sorry, we'll make it 321. Sorry. No, we'll make it. Yeah, we'll make it. Well, it's a 317. Wink, wink. Yeah. We'll just put 321 in over it. We'll put a 315 and a 321 because the platforms are usually not like chock-a-block filled, but there's usually sort of a couple of bits and bobs hanging about. And we want FCC. We'll go for an 8 car because I think an 8 car should fit into an 8 car into number 11. Yeah, that would work. He'll just be sitting there, which is fine. Let's just check his positioning at this end. Yeah, that's a sensible stopping point. So you can see first class arm behind the barrier, so it doesn't obstruct the doors. Happy with that. We'll now pop a 315 in. 315s, I'm using them as body doors because they're 4 cars and they're PEPs, so they look about right, except for the livery. 315 wagon, that's about right actually. Wagon being West Anglia Great Northern. So they are, I'm not sure, yeah, I don't think they operated out of here, but yeah. Wagon might be an era to try and model, sort of the early noughties. That'll do. We've got a little bit of interesting stuff everywhere, I think. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So what we're going to do now is test the scenario. So we're going to hit play, and we'll see how this goes. So the stuff still to do is going to be to do a static fill in Hornsey Depot. There's an art. It takes a little bit of practice to get Hornsey depots and sort of depots done right, so they look good, but they don't take all the performance away from you. And that's the big thing to bear in mind. It's very easy to kill your performance. Or you know, you might have a beefy PC, but the person, you know, someone playing probably doesn't. So you know, you want to make something that looks good but doesn't kill performance. Whew. I'm not sure how long I've been going for. How long have I been going for? Good way to check. Yeah, a while. About an hour. So, what you see here with the terrain not loading in, that's because it's trying to kick King's Cross out of memory and get Bounds Green into memory. So I'm just going to pause the game so we don't lose timings. But we'll pop in the cab and prepare ourselves, basically. That concerns me somewhat. Got my headset on. For some reason I don't have 91 sounds at the moment, which is interesting. We can preset our speed, release the DRA, headlights, marker lights. I'm playing American Trains a lot. What I am hopeful for is that when we stop here and as we're shutting the cab down, we'll see the 67 move past. We'll stick it in notch 1. Oh yeah, got tail lamps on in the back. Cool. Yeah, it would have been good if we had to prepare the train, but nah, it is what it is. Yes! That looks awesome! Just a light Loco 67. Happy with that. Yeah, I got a couple of... I may put a bit more into Bounds Green. The problem is it's mid-afternoon, so you get some trains in Bounds Green, but not many. Cool, so going to load that up. Headlights, tail lights. Change ends and proceed towards King's Cross. Not sure what that means. And then it's Control 2. That's going to be deeply frustrating. Cool. Speed set 10. Headlights. We can do those now, can't we? I've never actually prepared the blunt end of a 91 before. Or at least not for years. Parking brake is released, brake overcharge, send, foot warmer demissed, tail lamps off, markers on. There we go, headlights as well. That's weird. There we go. I'll just let it coast. So he's in the platforms. Nice. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that one heading northbound, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Yikes! Okay. I made a mistake. I screwed up. So you see, this is why you test. Because I completely forgot I have to set the points up for this. So I'll now write down on a bit of paper to set that instruction up. Oopsie. Lesson learned. So I need to back it up a bit further. I need to get beyond these points here. Well, I'm allowing time for someone who wasn't very good at trains to change ends into ting. Cool, we'll get DSD going off now just for fun. Takes about 20 minutes to complete this, but this is this is sort of an intermediate level tutorial in scenario building. Before we get completely carried away here, yeah, we have the road now. I'm gonna have to tab the next signal though, which should be a control tab. We'll open the tabs fully. I'm going to grab a screenshot of it moving past the shed. Aha, you see that not to move tag appeared. That'd be nice. Hump, hump. Yeah, we've got a green actually, I can see it there now. And this is also how I get my screenshots for thumbnails and for the promotional stuff I post on the website. That said, this scenario, once again, will be going out via my... This will be going as a paid scenario, unfortunately. But it'll be going out via the TMD, which is my new brand, which I'm quite proud of. So, yeah. I'll drop a link to it in the description when it's released. That's not my fault, that's a platform issue. Hate the forklift truck sounds. I'm going to have to get the patch back in to remove that. There we go. So you can see we've got the cut-up instruction, 5 miles driving total basically. I think it's a nice length of scenario this to train on, but it just shows how much work does actually go into scenario creation. And this is a short one because, you know, I generally do believe that there's a place for short scenarios. This was one of the big issues I had with the guys at ATS, where, you know, they took umbrage over the fact that I made some scenarios that were short and some that didn't have many AI. For it to be a good scenario, it doesn't have to have 20,000 AI. You know, the key to a good representation is to remember that, you know, Clapham Junction's Clapham Junction, but there are parts of the country that don't get much, but it's an enjoyable drive, you know, and that's one of the things I'm sort of big on promoting with scenario creation. Is it's not all about how many trains you put in, it's about how cool it is. I'm also, after this, I'm going to go and do a static fill, put these sites, so when I say static fill, that means static trains, so trains that don't move. So there's usually a couple of, I think when I came past there was some 365s chilling in there, so, you know, just going to put a couple of trains in. And I'm also going to do the weather. I use AP weather from all of my scenarios because I just think it looks the best. And a lot of people have it now, and it does, you know, give a lot of difference. So, it does give a lot of difference. Good words, Emily. Good words. But it feels different, and I like that about it. So yeah. I also love the way the 91 looks running blunt end light loco. It just feels so different. You know, it's as well, you hear the roar of the 91 and you think, oh, express. Oh, light loco. Yeah, with speed set, this really does it's just no drama to keep this coasting. But yeah, if you do have any questions in relation to how to build scenarios, let me know. If there's anything you want me to cover in another video as well, let me know. You know, it's just, yeah, I would recommend you try and build along with me in this scenario if you can. It's not really important that you use exactly the same trains, but it's just, you know, gives you an idea of how I do things. You know, I don't lift ad verbum out of real-time trains, but we get pretty close. I think the key as well is to have a working knowledge of how the railways function. And I'm not saying have a PhD in it. I'm saying just be able to go, you know, look at a service and go, that's usually run by this, you know, that kind of thing. If you're unsure, because I've been working on some stuff in Germany, if you Google trains at, and then a station name of your choice, that's a really good way to get information about various services. You know, and it just shows you what kind of trains run there. Because that was one of my struggles with understanding German trains, is German trains, pretty much everything runs pretty much everywhere. And I'm like, ha! But, yeah. I am going to fast forward this section. So I have async keys enabled. If you're testing, I don't recommend using it. It doesn't cause any issues with the scenario. You know, it functions correctly. But if you're looking for tiny little bugs and errors, then it's just easier for you to, you know, for you to deep dive. And, you know, be moving. You see, like this, that 180 is going a bit slow. But apart from that, you know, I couldn't see his destinations, for example, which are blank. Not in service, yeah. Heart of the North. It's little things like that. I'm going to get us down to King's Cross, and we'll yeah, we'll call the scenario there. And also, this just allows you to cover some random tracks. I used a very similar path in my 67 tour in the 89 tour, which is available for free from my website. And there's actually a rail fan standing about here, and that's not a bad view. It's not ideal that's in shadow. If we had a 313 going underneath, that would be awesome. But it is what it is. Now, I personally am trying to subscribe to not using many reskins and scenarios. There's times I think reskins can be appropriate, and that if you're modelling a specific event. So I've been doing a lot of modern era stuff. For example, if I was to be modelling that time the large logo Class 66 went up the the Medway Valley, something like that, that came with the reskin. That's fair enough, but I also sort of try and reduce the amount of them I use, just because it's a phenomenal pain in the butt to go looking for reskins every time I want to go play a scenario. Whereas this one here has, stuff most people have. If they own this route. East Coast Mainline South, 365 EP, 91 EP, Cujo Asset Pack, most people own that. Path 43 MTU, most people own that. 313, 315, 321. Those are less owned, but the key is that the scenario will work without them. I don't have some crazy lash up of a 321, 317 is what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I do quite like going over here because the default scenarios don't let you go over here much, so I always think it's quite nice. So yeah, there you go. They've all arrived. So stuff for testing scenarios. Is it completable? Do weird things happen? I built a scenario for DNL, for my pack for that route. There you go, got a single amber for that route, and I placed a 170 on some points. And as the 170 crossed the points switched, so it was yeah. Basically, it was obviously coupled together still because you can't snap couplers in TS. But it was like across two tracks from each other, and it just looked weird. That's the kind of stuff testing fixes. Things like pathing. I was watching one of Moleman's videos, and there's a scenario for the West Coast Mainline Missing Link by ATS, and for no apparent reason, a 325 gets put in a goods loop and just drives through the goods loop and straight back out again. It's like, why? There's no point. It's the little things like that you want to check. Destinations, they're pretty big. And making sure that it all looks right and feels right. Sometimes certain weather looks a bit pants. Typos. I'm not a great typist. I personally check those at a later stage using our W tools, but that's by the by. There you go, we can arrive. And that looks quite nice in my opinion. Now that we've got everything spawned in, I'm going to have a little look over here. For some reason my 365 is not working, but we did have that set up correctly. I'll probably have to reinstall the enhancement pack. Looking at it, those two that's a different livery I guess, slightly different livery. But everything else that I've placed looks fine. My not to be moved tags, they disappeared interestingly. I've got one. The 91s that are stationary, I may actually add not to be moved lights to them, because what happens is, it's one of these doors here, they basically open a flap and plug water in, which puts fresh water on the train. Little things like that, and they put the not to be moved tags on, which I just think looks quite cool. Gonna sound a horn on approach. Okay, I'm creeping up a little bit on the slow side. Interesting. Oh no, it does have a not to be moved tag on. You'd think they'd put that on the platform side, but hey. Oh, Pants DVD got me. Cool, we'll do this couple-up maneuver. Bonk. So, I will probably put a delay on that, actually. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So we want to put step 5, release the doors, and then that'll just do things in the cab. Marker lights off, headlights off, and then it's control 1, and then we just shuffle through to the front cab, where we can just... and then markers and heads. Oh well. And then it tells them to come back in the next scenario. That's cool. That's a reasonably designed scenario in my opinion. So key points that I need to go back and fix. I'll probably put a little bit of a time on the couple up, make it about 5-10 seconds, just so it feels like something's going on, and it's not just and you're done. But then apart from that, I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, and weather and Haunted Depot. That's 3 little things to go fix. So that'll probably take another 10-15 minutes of work. But as you can see, the scenario works fine. It's completable. It takes about 20 minutes, as we said it would. So that's pretty good. And it's something a bit different. Anyway, guys, thank you all so very much for watching today. I'll double check that spec, because I'm not sure when I did that. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye for now.